The whole crew's here. We're all loaded up in the Odyssey and we're headed south once again to check off another national park on our list. This time we're going to the Smoky Mountains. We're going to call Pigeon Forge, Tennessee our base camp for the next 3-4 days. We're going to explore both sides of the national park, the North Carolina side and the Tennessee side. From the research that I've done, it seems that they have some very strict rules about dogs in the park. So Russell's going to be limited to only a couple of hikes within the park. But we have a plan to get out and do some exploring around the park and hopefully get around that regulation of no dogs in the park, which means Russell's not going to be able to log a few miles on the Appalachian Trail with us, but that is part of the plan. Day one at a great Smoky Mountains National Park. Started out a little wet. The plan for this morning was to go up to Clingman's Dome. And yes, before you all start beating me up in the comments, I do realize that they changed the name out of respect for the Cherokee who used to live here. And out of respect for them, I'm not even going to try and butcher it. With the rain and the low cloud ceiling, we weren't able to check out that view from the top of the mountain. So changed plans, came over to the North Carolina side, the North Carolina Visitor Center. We took the 2-mile hike on the river trail from the Visitor Center over to the Cherokee Reservation and back. So it's a total of 4 miles, 2 miles there, 2 miles back. It's one of the only 2 trails that Russell is allowed on here in the national park. They say it's for his safety due to all the other critters. So we're going to change up and do a little skirt around the national park a little bit and check out some of the less traveled scenes and trails around the park.
Turn.
Hi, baby.
Hey, what up? All right, go. He's not charged.
Mingo Falls is a 120-foot waterfall just outside of the Smoky Mountains National Park. A short drive from the North Carolina Visitor Center. It is a half-mile aggressive hike up to the waterfall. It's 160 steps, about 100-foot elevation change, but well worth every step. And then they got this nice paved path that runs along the side of the river. And Russell's allowed on it.
Since the national park has such strict regulations for dogs, we decided to change things up and look for some activities outside the boundaries where Russell could join in on the fun. We headed over to the famous 8-mile Gatlinburg Arts and Crafts Loop, but on the way there, we caught a blink and you'll miss it surprise in the ditch. Look closely right here. Yep, a black bear just hanging out by the roadside. Once we got past our unexpected neighbor, it was time to check out some of the incredible local talent. It is day 2, and we got an early start to beat the crowds to the top of the observation tower. It's only a half-mile hike from the parking lot, but it is aggressive. It took us just over 16 minutes to make the climb, but seeing the mist roll over the Smoky Mountains from the highest point in the park made every single step worth it. After the tower, we hit the Sweat Heifer Creek Trail, which is actually part of the Appalachian Trail. Now technically, dogs aren't allowed on the Appalachian Trail, but keep it between us. Russell might have hiked a little bit of it with us. We made sure to just stick to the trail as we were exiting the area, but he still got to get his paws on the famous trail.
So this is the only other trail that Russell's allowed on in the park. This is the Gatlinburg trailhead. We started at the town of Gatlinburg and walked 2 miles out to the visitor center. Turned around and came back. Not too bad. It's one of the easier trails in the park. Doesn't mean it's not challenging.
We got up early to drive the scenic loop, hoping to catch a black bear moving through the morning mist, but we completely struck out. Even without the wildlife, the misty views were incredible. We took a quick detour to check out one of the valley homesteads before getting back on the road to finish the drive. After wrapping up the scenic loop, we headed over to the Sugarlands Visitor Center to stretch our legs. First, we took the easy 1.1 mile out and back trail to the Cataract Falls. From there, we jumped right onto the Fighting Creek Nature Trail. It's a 1.2 mile loop that shares the same starting path and leads straight back into the woods to the historic 19th century John Ownby cabin.
So for our last hike here in Tennessee, we decided to get outside of the park for Russell and get him a good hike in. We're at the Seven Islands State Birding Park. Just about a mile and a half. If you're looking for an aggressive hike, they got them here. I think that's the most intense, aggressive 150-foot hiking trail we've done so far here in Tennessee. And the Appalachian Trail was no joke.
We stayed at a relatively new park called Appalachian Springs Outdoor Resort, and honestly, I'd highly recommend it. It's got a great clubhouse, a pool, clean showers, and a laundry facility. The best part is the location. It's incredibly close to the hustle and bustle of Pigeon Forge and the entrance to the national park, yet the RV park itself is super quiet and tucked away. It's also reasonably priced, making it a perfect base camp for exploring the area.
That's a wrap on our Tennessee adventures. It was a great trip, but right now we're going to shift gears and we're heading straight for the water for our first tournament since getting the boat back from North Carolina. It's a big one. We need to qualify for the TBF State Championship later in July. After that, we're packing up the Odyssey again and we're headed south to the New River Gorge National Park for a quick weekend trip. Thanks for joining Russell and us on this adventure. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below, and we'll see you in the next one.